Okay guys, I just wanted to give you a quick update. By the way, my last video, yes, it did cut off because I don't have enough memory on my phone. And then when it cuts off, I'm just like, no, I don't have the patience to do another 7-minute video again. So I just upload it, even though I'm aware it did cut off. So sorry that I'm not tech savvy and I'm not the best at that. I do what I can. I hope that I am able to encourage people. I already told you the passage I would be reading from, so I just figured if you're interested, you'll just finish reading it yourself. Okay, I want to talk to you real quick about the favor of God and how, like, when it's on you, it's completely undeniable. Sorry, this thing, I'm always fixing this thing. Okay, at the park today, my son is 1.5 and he's little, and we were walking like on the big kid structure. He kept wanting to go on that one because it's more exciting to him, and he was walking across this bridge thing, which is scary for him because it's like not very stable and he's really little, so he's holding onto the side, and here come these big boys and they're playing some kind of aggressive tag or something with each other, and the kid, like my son, is like hanging onto the edge, and the kid tries to like get between him and his arm, like the edge and his arm. And I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, you have to go around babies. Do not like mess up a baby's balance. Like that's what I said to him. So I was right there, so I scolded him for trying to like mess up my son's balancing, and then he goes the other way around, kind of in between me and my son, and he's just in a rush. He didn't do this to be mean, but he just cares about getting to his friends. So he rushed through me and my son, and it bumped my son, and my son starts going over the edge, and it's up really high. And I grabbed onto his arm, and I held him, and he's dangling, and yes, I used the curse word, because in that moment, it was just like, my son might, like, this is like life or death. I'm grabbing his arm. I am able to hold him. He's dangling. I pull him up, and I'm also nervous because it was just a month ago that he dislocated his elbow, which is common in young kids because it's a really weak joint, but it is excruciatingly painful. And it's called milkmaid's elbow, but don't let the name fool you. It's more painful than milkmaid's elbow than it sounds. Anyway, so that was just a month ago that he had that dislocated when he fell off a slide. So I'm like pissed that like I'm having to barely hold on to my son so he doesn't fall really high and get hurt, but I'm also worried about his arm. I pull him up. He wasn't scared, he wasn't crying, so I was like, oh, good, because it's painful when you pull out your arm. So I took off his jacket and he was fine. I think the boy felt bad. He did say sorry, but, this generation of kids are just so selfish. And here's another thing. I don't want to go on a tangent, but I firmly believe that schools are bad for kids. They take the kid out of the family and they put them with 30 other kids their age. Okay, so this is why girls grow up not knowing how to be mothers. Because they didn't spend all day with their mom. They didn't learn how to breastfeed. They didn't learn how to nurture and take care of younger kids. And then boys, they don't give two rats about toddlers or how to act appropriately around younger boys, because everyone's in with their own age group. So they go to school all day and then they come to the park together and then they're segregated among age. But if you actually homeschool and you teach your family together, they're learning how to take care of each other. So I think that's one of the problems with kids these days, is failure to homeschool. I think that the Bible is clear. A woman is responsible for teaching her own children and being a homemaker. That's New Testament too. That's a little tangent, but it's true. I've just got to spit the truth. You can have side hustles. You can make some money on the side, like the Proverbs 31 woman, but the Proverbs 31 woman is a woman who is a manager of the house. She takes care of her house. Women, you are given the biggest responsibility on earth is to raise good children that fear the Lord. How are you going to raise them when you put them off into state school for 8 hours a day? It's not going to happen. You're giving somebody, you're outsourcing, you're giving somebody else the job of teaching your children, and 1 hour of Sunday school a week can't undo the hours of indoctrination that they put into your child. And not just indoctrination, but even if you have good teachers, that's that teacher bonding with your child instead of you. You're supposed to be the one that's bonding with your child so that what you say really matters, so that your values rub off onto them, not the teacher's values. Okay, so the favor of the Lord is undeniable. I just knew that the Lord was with me, because that could have gone wrong. He could have easily just bumped him and he fell. I reached out, grabbed his arm in time, and his arm didn't get dislocated. So the favor of the Lord is undeniable. I go through so many things. The devil is constantly trying to attack me. I don't think it's because I'm some great, exceptional, awesome person. I just think it's as simple as I'm living in obedience. I'm telling other people what the Bible says. I'm just a messenger. I don't have any special prophetic words or giftings or callings. I'm not some great speaker or preacher or beloved author. I'm just telling the truth about what the Bible says. I'm discerning the times, and the devil hates that. So because of that, I'm under constant attack. So thank you for praying for me. I'm going to soon hopefully talk to a nurse or a doctor, hopefully get in tomorrow to have them look at my lungs. It's not COVID. I took an at-home test just in case, but I didn't think it was COVID anyway because I take antivirals. So I don't know if I'm having an allergic reaction to the other supplement I took, which I told you guys about, diatomaceous earth, or if I have a bacterial infection. That's possible too. I was around a bunch of kids the other day because I took my kids to an indoor play place because I wanted to go. So I took my antivirals not to get COVID, but maybe I got a bacterial infection. Either way, my lungs burn. So thank you for praying for quick relief. In the meantime, I'm eating raw garlic. Just wanted to say that the heat is definitely turned up on those of us who are walking out our faith in obedience and discerning the times. Keep doing what you're doing. It's funny because I love Pastor Sandy Armstrong, and one time last year he did a sermon on how we're watchmen and we need to bark like dogs. And I didn't know that was biblical, but I actually read that in the Bible the other day. It was talking about Israel's watchmen are like dogs that aren't barking and they're failing to warn. So I thought, oh, that's really cool. I don't know if Sandy knew that either. But the Bible actually talks about watchmen are dogs that are supposed to bark. Dogs are supposed to bark to warn you of danger. And I have 2 German Shepherds, and they do bark. And they do let us know when there's danger, or squirrels, or just a kid riding by on a bicycle. But I love the fact that they have really deep barks that do sound threatening, because on the off chance that a bad guy is trying to break in, I have these awesome dogs that won't let anything slip by. So be the watchman that bark, keep doing it, and I will see you guys in the clouds. Thank you for the prayer. Have a good evening.